This plant grows so well and so prolifically that it has spilled all the way over into my pathway. So basically what I want to do now is I want to cut all this back, and I'm not going to throw it away or anything like that. I'm going to put it all straight back into the middle of the main flower bed here, where it's quite bare or where the plant has become leggy, and on the other side where it gets a little bit less sun, because then I know that next season it's going to flush out again and it's going to do the same again, and I'll be able to repeat the process. And if at any time I want to go and get cuttings from this plant and plant it anywhere else, I can, because every tiny little bit of this will grow and it will flush out and bush out really, really quickly. So just watch me transform this back into a pathway again. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Gardens and Crystals with me, Wesley Peterson. Today I am out in my botanical garden at Crystal Cottage, and I am tidying up my stone pathway that I created myself here. I moved all these stones here myself. I found them out in our woodland area, the woodland garden, and moved them here. I wanted a kind of feeling of a pathway and a kind of like dry riverbed. But there's a lot of plants that decided to move in here, and they've found it to be a really, really nice habitat to live in. So I've had to get out and cut back. I hope you can see me here. Right, let's get to this because I've got a lot to cut. Look at that. It's very easy to cut back. First of all, I'm just going to leave it lying here, and then I'll go and place it in the other side of the flower bed and the middle. I don't want to waste any of this. But this is actually really good for the plant because it will just keep getting stringier and stringier if I don't do this. Starting to get back to being able to see my beautiful rocks again. And I love the rocks around the flower beds. They give this beautiful feeling of harmony, and at the same time they heat up and they keep the plants very happy. You know, they flourish for longer. The energy of the sun is absorbed into them, and the flower beds are kept happy and alive. Now look at this. I could put some of this into pots and give it away. You know what, maybe one day I should get myself my own business where I take loads of cuttings and sell them. You know, it's an idea. But for now, just enjoying, showing what I can do here. And cut back these. Just put it all back into the middle, all the way around here. Lay it in. At the same time as laying it back into the middle, it's not just helping me to rejuvenate the plant for the next season and helping it to bush out more. It's also protecting the ground and keeping the moisture in the ground for the other plants around here that are growing, like this hydrangea, and I have other bushes in the middle too. So that's really good, because I can't be here to water the whole of this garden all the time. It's such a big area and I'm not here all the time. So these plants need to learn how to grow and survive and flourish on their own for the most part. I just come and tidy up. Isn't it nice when you can see these beautiful rocks here? Oh, nice. I feel good, and I knew I would. I knew I would. Oh, bit of grass, got my pot over there. Don't like grass growing into any of these areas. So that's already looking better. So now, you just grab handfuls of this stuff and push it into the middle. Also, by putting that in like that, I'm actually stopping weeds from coming up. So I'm getting the plants that I want to grow here to stay here, and, you know, taking away areas of earth that are exposed to the sun, where seeds from different plants, weeds, if they come into this bed, can't get in and proliferate this area. So now I'm just going to show you the other side where I put the rest of these clippings that I've just taken off into the flower bed. This side is a lot thinner because the sun doesn't reach it as much, so these plants, they just reach out to the other side. But by doing this, I will help it to bush out. Also on this side, I have a lot of pieces flowing over the edge. So I'll just get my secateurs so I can just trim some of that off as well, put it into the middle. Oh, there are actually gnats around all over the place. So that's it for that part. I've tidied up around the edge a lot more. So you can see my beautiful stones that I've collected myself. Looking wonderful here. Now I'm all ready with cutting back that plant and putting it in the flower bed. Now I just need to sweep around my pathway so we can see the final look. Oh, it's so refreshing being out doing this. I just feel like I'm in nature and I'm away from everything else, and I'm just in my own zone, and I'm just loving this. I really hope you're getting itchy fingers and you want to get out there right now. It's just so gratifying to know that this never ends. You could be doing this today and you'll be out again at some point, doing it again and again and again and again. That's the thing, the creativity in a garden. You can express yourself. You can enjoy being in the moment. You can enjoy being near beautiful rocks. These rocks are full of quartz because they are granite rocks, and granite rocks usually have veins with quartz in them. So all around this garden there is crystal energy as well, which is helping these plants to flourish in their own ways. Again, the combinations of gardens and crystals in our crystal cottage garden. This area, the botanical garden area of the garden, which has the most of my kind of keeping it in more of a kind of fashioned, neater perspective than the rest of the garden. But even here, as I said, it's allowed to be half wild, because it's nice to discover what comes along. And you know, those things thrive here. So if they look good, let them stay. As long as they're not taking over. But you control that, right? So, just a little zen break here next to this beautiful granite rock and all the others. Feels so good. I just want to take a moment, share it, express it with you. Yeah. Now I'm just going to give you a quick pan around of the pathway and the plant bed that I just sorted out and show you the end result. So stick with me. We'll have a little look. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and it inspired you to get out in some way, back to nature, either at home with your houseplants or out in your garden, on your terrace, balcony, whatever. Just get close to nature and the rocks and the crystals in some way. Nobody's garden is perfect. There are a lot of videos out there where everything looks immaculate and perfect. That's not what this is going to be like. My garden is never perfect and it's never going to be finished, and that is the essence of it. Love that, embrace that, go with the flow, go with nature. Sometimes it's going to catch up with you and you can't control it. Sometimes you can, and that depends again on the size of your space. If you've got a smaller space, of course you'll be able to do that more. But if you travel a lot, like I have been for many years, I have long periods where I can't be in my garden or in my apartment with our houseplants or our terrace garden, outdoor terrace garden there. So, you know, things start to take over. But I go out and do what I can when I can, and I just love that. The fact that I've made these different plant beds has actually made that easier for me in the botanical garden, at least, because I can decide to go out and do one at a time, like I did today, the plant bed and the pathway. And I'm happy I've done that. And then I can think, oh, there's that bed over there, there's another one over there, and I can take one at a time. Or if I've got the energy, I can do a few or a lot more. Depends, up to me. But by, you know, grouping them like that, that's actually really helped a lot. So that's an idea for you. If you have, well, any kind of material. It doesn't have to be stones. If you don't have stones around where you are, you can use wood, you can use concrete, you can use whatever. You can use old pallets, whatever you can get hold of, you know. So this is just another idea and another perspective, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Goodbye.